Bruchim Habaim! Welcome to this video and happy Valentine's Day. So, you might think that the title was a little bit provocative, but when you watch interviews where they ask people who have been married for, let's say, ages like 30, 40 years, and they ask them, what is the secret of a happy marriage? Did you notice that they never say love? They list a lot of other things, but they don't really talk about the word love. And that inspired me to make this video. So let me show you how this wisdom, this ancient wisdom is actually in Hebrew all built in a completely different root. Okay, grab a coffee, lean back. Here comes the explanation. So how do you say in Hebrew to get married? Lehitchaten. This is purely marital meaning. It's the standard verb in Israel today, so it's about modern Hebrew. And it focuses on the act, on the status of marriage. So when we say she got married last year, then we say היא התחתנה בשנה שעברה. And from התחתנה, you can make חתונה, which is the wedding. It is not the marriage, it's the wedding. So, if you then want to ask, is she married? Is their marriage good? Let's see, something is changing now. He nesuya. Look at the root. Nun sin aleph. We are far away from chatuna. And then you want to ask, is their marriage good? Look here. Hanisuim shelahem tuvim. Again, nun sin aleph. So, let's see. In this video, we are going to focus on this root. Now, we have it in pa'al, nif'al, and hitpa'el. And we start, like always, with pa'al. So here, first of all, let me tell you that this is a root. Yeah, you can see it. Starts with nun, ends with aleph. That makes things a little bit more complicated. So here we have an irregular pa'al verb, and this is the reason why we actually have a pa'al infinitive that is this one here, lasset. So we don't have in vav like we always do, like in lisgor or le'echol. No, and we even forget about the nun. For the moment, I mean, in this video, we are not going to talk about this. We want to understand the root and its connection to love. Okay, so this means to marry. In biblical and formal ways or in a poetic context. It sounds elevated. It's not casual, okay? And it's not today's use for getting married, really. This is what we have lehitchaten for, okay? So the ancient logic is he married a woman. Now, this is extremely formal, okay? But we want to understand the ancient logic and the ancient wisdom. So here we are in Pa'al. He married a woman. Now, she is not marrying a man. She, the woman, got married. This is a little bit like the English idea that she got married off. It's not the same, but stay with me because got married is with this root in nif'al. So here we are, once in the active voice and once in the passive voice. That is important later. Okay, he married a woman. That is hu nasa isha. This is a fixed expression even today. So this verb together with isha, there is no other translation. Okay, so however, nasa, let's have a look if there is any use in modern Hebrew for this root, for this verb, and how do we use it today. So last said to marry, we said it's biblical, formal, poetic. So we forget about that. What does modern Hebrew say? That. Now we come to carry, lift, bear, endure, bear responsibility. So this is the recipe for a happy marriage. And when I said before that old couples, they use other words to actually explain the glue in their marriage. Well, it's a lot about responsibility, lifting up the other person, carrying weight together. And that actually means that this recipe, this is true love, true ahava. But I have not finished yet. So we saw the active part, and now we come to the woman. The woman got married. Passive voice. So nif'al. Ha'isha nisa. Remember, we are in the ancient logic. So I'm not judging here if women should be passive and the guy. No, no. We are talking here concepts, okay? And that sentence in modern times, in modern Hebrew, she got married last year, is with the verb lehitchaten. That's what we have just seen. So, nif'al lehinase, to be carried, uplifted, esteemed, get married in ancient times. Okay? Now, whereas this part here is only biblical and poetic, getting married is still existing in modern Hebrew, but it's extremely formal. Let me give you an example. So, for example, in the news, or you talk about a biography, she got married in 2018. This is where you can use it. Invitations, announcements. We are happy to announce that she got married. Yeah, I know it's a stupid sentence, but so to make you understand where we are going with that, talking about marriage as a life fact, not romantic. She married at a young age. Here you can use it. Or you want to sound more elegant than you usually do in everyday speech. She married her partner after 5 years together. So these descriptions, this matter of fact language, this is where lehina se is still used in modern Hebrew. It's not what people use among each other. That's lehitchaten. Now we still have hitpa'el. Well, that's now getting very interesting because we have a defined role for the guy, that's pa'al, for the woman, that's nif'al, hitpa'el. What? Stay with me. So, lehit na se. What is the character of this binyan? Usually, of course. It's reflexive, so it is self-directed. It is reciprocal, so we do this to each other. Internal process change and self-positioning. exaltation. This does not mean that every verb in hitpael has all these 4 points, but these are the kind of verbs that you find in hitpael normally. Like, for example, getting dressed. When I dress myself, it is in hitpael. Okay, how do we translate lehitnase? To rise, like mountains or smoke, things like those, which, by the way, appeared in the weekly lessons 2 days ago when we talked about the landscape where mountains were rising. There you had it, hitnase. It's a verb that we really use still these days. But it can also be translated as to be arrogant, to be condescending. That means somebody is lowering you. When people are talking down to you, this is condescending. And if we now come to the summary of the ancient wisdom around this root, then we come to this conclusion. So, Pa'al, he gives, he carries. Nif'al, she receives, is being esteemed. Ancient wisdom, okay? This is not modern. I have to repeat this as often as necessary so that you don't forget. We are talking about the ancient system and the wisdom about a happy marriage that comes from the ancient idea. And this together, this is the recipe for true ahava. Question. And what do we do with hitpael? Here, you are lifting only yourself. That means you're heading for divorce. Okay, cuties, this was my take on Valentine's Day. And I hope you had a romantic day. And depending on where you live and what time zone, maybe your romantic dinner is waiting for you. So I hope I see you in the next lesson. Neshikot, shalom.